Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Nonhlanhla, and on this channel we do beauty content, and most of the time we do makeup tutorials, but every now and then I do drop vlogs, and I also drop fashion videos. But anyway guys, let's talk about today. I am here to show you guys how to contour your face, how to highlight your face, and when to apply, and all the steps in details. I hope you guys are going to enjoy today's video without wasting any time. Guys, why do I struggle with this line? Without wasting any time, let's go straight onto the video. Bye. Oh guys, I'm doing this for the second time. I was recording a voiceover and I thought it was recording, and child, it was not. Oh, I'm so hurt. But anyway guys, today we are learning how to contour and highlight your face. So I've done my foundation, priming, and moisturizing. So the first thing that you do is you get yourself a concealer that is 2 shades lighter. So if your concealer doesn't have an applicator, you take the concealer, you put it at the back of your palm, or you put it on a surface, or it could be an eyeshadow palette. You place it there, and then you use a concealer blending brush to apply it. But if your concealer has, which I feel like most of the concealers now come with the applicator, you apply it to how I am doing it now on camera with you guys, and then you apply it on the T-zone of your face. The trick here is to make sure that your concealer is applied from the corner of your inner eyes towards the outside of your face, and you apply it on the T-zone of your face, because that's what we want to see bright. So that's the brush guys that I was talking about, that you can use to apply your concealer in case it doesn't come with the applicator. And then you just blend and blend and blend and blend your concealer. And this guys is this step, you need to make sure that you spend so much time blending, because that's what makes or breaks your makeup. And please make sure that you are using the correct brush. Please make sure that you are using the correct shades. For highlighting, you need to use 2 shades lighter. And I don't know if it's just me guys, but when I start highlighting and contouring my face, my nose will be itchy. Like my nose will be itchy. I don't know if it's just me, but anyway, you blend your concealer from the center of your face towards the outside, and make sure that you also bring it up to the eyelids, to make sure that your face doesn't have 2 colors and we don't see the demarcation in terms of where you started applying it and where you ended applying it. So it has to be seamless and it has to be blended nicely. So you need to keep checking until you are 100% happy that your concealer is sort of like blended. Already you can see that my nose shows a shape that is almost like it's contoured before I even apply the contour. But that's the power of highlighting. That's what I'm talking about. My nose would be itchy on camera, like. Okay, and then what I also do is I would take my foundation brush and make sure that I go over the demarcation to diffuse the harsh lines and to diffuse the demarcation, and make sure that my concealer and my foundation is blended. So every time I apply a product, I make sure that I go over with the foundation brush. So you need to keep it very close so that you use it to blend for the last time, just between 2 products. And then next, you take a concealer. Now this time for contouring, you are going to use a concealer that is 2 shades darker. So you apply it at the side of your face and as well on your nose. So on your nose is just to make sure that your nose appears smaller and sharp. And then at the sides of your face is to make sure that your face is lifted, and as well as your forehead. So the forehead is to make sure that your forehead appears smaller, and it also helps to just blend so that your scalp and your face looks a bit the same. And then when you are blending your contour, you need to make sure that you blend upwards. You blend towards your eyes and not downwards, because we want a lifted look on our face. You blend until you are happy. We're still gonna go over it with a foundation brush to make sure that now there's no demarcation between the highlighting concealer and the contouring concealer. And then on the forehead, make sure that you are blending towards your hairline, so that you keep that shade the same and well blended. And now I'm going over the two products to make sure that there is no demarcation, to diffuse that line, and so that it looks blended and it looks like it's more natural, sort of. And then to blend my nose, you use a smaller brush just to for control, because it's very tricky to use a big brush, because now you are blending a dark concealer and you don't want that concealer to mess with your lighter concealer, and then now your highlighter is gone, or your highlighted area is now dark. So what I normally use is I use this eyeshadow blending brush and just blend it, because at least it's small and I can control the brush. Guys, when we are contouring your nose, I would say that if you are not really good or you are not confident in your blending skill, make sure that you are using a light concealer. Don't use the same concealer that you were using at the sides of your face. Use a lighter concealer, not like light, but don't use too dark, because it's going to be tricky for you to blend, and it's so not cute to have a nose that is not nicely blended. We don't want to see that, you know, your nose is darker, but we just want to see that sharp shaped contoured nose. And then, like you see now, I'm going over with the foundation brush, because that foundation brush has the foundation that is light, so at least it's going to help diffuse the harshness and the effect that that concealer that I used to contour is dark. And then next, I'm going to set my highlighter. So that is the first concealer that we used. I'm going to set it. I'm using this nice foundation brush, but I use it to set my face. I will link it down below. And what I do is I just first apply it at the tip, just close to where there is contour, to make sure that I know exactly where to highlight and where to set the contour. And then what I normally do is I use this yellowish one, which is the banana setting powder. I use it for the rest of the under eye, and at the tip, like very close to the corner of the eye, that's where I use the light one. The light one is like your paper white, so it's too white, but it's nice because it brings the highlighted area and it makes it a little bit brighter. And then as you go towards the outside of the face, then that's when I use the yellow one, so it's nice and it blends, it just goes out of the face. And then I would use that LA Girl banana powder to also blend the forehead, to set the forehead, and at the bottom of my nose and around my lips, everywhere where I applied basically the light concealer. And then as well, remember that at the beginning we applied the light concealer in the middle of the nose, so that's why I'm applying that one line to set that light, because we don't want the nose to be like super dark, the whole thing, but it's just for it to be contoured and to have that nice and sharp shade. And then what I do here as well is, because I've told you guys in my previous videos that my face is very oily, so what I do now is to press the powder down. I don't swipe it, I press it down towards my face so that it locks and it sets the concealer nicely, and I still get oily during the day, but it helps. I don't get oily as soon as if I did not set my face. And then to set my contour, I'm going to use this dark setting powder. You need a 2 shades darker setting powder. It can be any brand, but for today I am using this one from Fortini. It's a Colors Limited brand, and I am also going to use the same powder to set my forehead. And again, like I've said, you keep your foundation brush close so that every time you apply a a different product, you use the foundation brush to blend in between so that there is no demarcation. That's what we're fighting for. We don't want to see that this is where you applied the dark concealer, this is where you applied. You know, everything must be blended so that you can have a flawless finish look. And then now I'm using this powder. This powder, guys, is handmade. So I mixed my Yardley in cappuccino shade, and that's the powder that I used to set the rest of my face, and I used it with the Maybelline Lasting Fix powder, the light one, and then I got that shade to sort of like, I always use it to contour or to, I don't know, apply it at the side of my face. And then next up we are going to use a blush, and I'm mixing these two blushes from the palette from Mr. Price. I have two blushes. I've got these ones, and then I've got another small palette that I got from Nuuly's, which is a bit darker, but this is my current fave. And then I am going to, no, I'm not going to highlight my nose because I haven't dusted off the powder. So I'm first going to take my powder brush and just remove the powder. So the one on the face, you just tap. You don't swipe it because you need to keep that shape because we want a contoured face. And then at the nose, you can swipe it down because as well you don't want to go all over your face. And then next up, now we are going to set our face. And to set the face, I always dip the powder brush and take the lid and get rid of the excess powder, and then I press that powder onto my face. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to be a lot if I just dip the brush and take the powder as is. It's going to be a lot and I might just look ashy. So I always make sure that I get rid of the excess powder. And then now it's time to finally highlight my nose, and I'm using this eyeshadow palette from Mr. Price. This is an eyeshadow, like a pure gold eyeshadow that I use to highlight my nose, and I just apply a little bit on the tip of my nose and at the bridge. When you are highlighting, make sure that your highlighter doesn't go all the way down to the tip. You just highlight there between the eyes and you leave a gap there, otherwise you are going to look weird with the whole gold nose going down. And then I use another brush, fluffy brush, to highlight the sides of my face, and you just apply it there, and you know. And I'm also going to apply it on my lips, upper lip, and then at the between my on my forehead basically. And then now I'm gonna go over that highlighter with the foundation brush just to diffuse and blend my highlighter, so it's not super gold and it's not at the same place, but like it's blended well. And then next we are doing the lips, and to line my lips, I am going to use the same pen that I used to do my to do my eyebrows. And this pen I got from Discam. It's a Disco brand. It's $19.99. It's brown on the other side and it's black on the other side, and I'm using the brown side today. And then I wanted to mix these two, but I ended up using this one only. So you apply it at the center, and then you take a blending brush, a small blending brush. This is from a 10-piece set. I will also link it down below in case you would like to purchase it. So what I do is I blend it. You can also use the technique where you use your lips, you put your lips together to blend, but I always feel like this works perfectly. If you have the blending brush, just use the lip blending brush to apply your lipstick, and it comes out perfect. And then at the end you can sort of like put your lips together just to make sure that everything is well blended. But what I don't like again is that now, can you see, I need to apply the liner again just to make sure that it's visible, because when you put the lips together you have no control on how the products it's gonna come out after. So I'm just gonna do that and just reline my lips, but I feel like I am quite happy with how it looks. And there you go, guys, I'm done. And here is the final look. I really like how the face came out. It really came out very well. I like it, and I really hope that you guys have learned how to contour and highlight your face. Alright guys, so that would be the end of today's tutorial. I really hope that you learned something and you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, any comments, any compliments, please do not forget to leave them down below, and please don't leave without giving this video a huge thumbs up. I really hope that if you're not subscribed, you're still going to consider subscribing. Until next week, love.